Hey everybody. Um, it's been a minute.
It's been a long minute.
We've been up to a few different things, some life events and some other stuff that we're gonna talk about here. Actually,
Right.
one of the things we were busy with this past weekend, we went to the Southern Fried Gaming Expo.
That's right. It's down in Atlanta. They've
hmm
been doing it for a few years now. This was our first time attending.
Yeah, it was a great experience. We took our upcoming game Heisenburger down there. And showed it off to some folks, did some play testing. It went really well. Can't wait to show it off to you guys. We will be doing that soon.
Yeah, we should be doing a play test in the next week or so online so that you can see what
Yeah.
we've got coming out.
um, it's a really great community down there. It draws folks from all over the southeast. We met
Right.
some other developers who are actually pretty close to us here in Chattanooga that we just probably wouldn't have met otherwise. Hopefully, building
That's right.
some relationships for testing and stuff in the future.
That is one thing that we really liked taking away from it was starting to build relationships inside the gaming community. I mean, which we have, but in a lot more local sense, which we didn't necessarily have as much of as we wanted anyway. So it was great
Yeah,
to be around folks from our area doing what we love.
yeah. So there were a handful, not a handful. I mean, there were probably 10, maybe 10, 15 different games, prototype games down there that folks were testing. So it's a great opportunity. You know, if you don't live close to one of the bigger cons that happen, it's a really great opportunity to get a look at some up and coming stuff. And I mean it's not that expensive. I think an all weekend long pass was $75, and that was with me paying late fees because we got tickets super late.
That's right. And actually, one of the organizers of the con, a man named Shannon, put together a great program for specifically for game developers where we all got to come together, have like a little meet and greet, show off our games, learn a lot about how you pitch. We got to speak with publishers to find out what they were looking for. I mean, it was just a great learning experience for anyone who has an interest in designing and developing games. They also had a tremendous game library just at the con in general where you could go check out games. So if there was a game that you think you want to play, you've seen it, it looks cool, you don't know if you want to make the investment, like you could just go grab it, sit down with some friends and play it and make that decision if it was something that you wanted to take home. Like the Southern Fried Gaming Expo has pinball and arcade. It has video games, and it also had tabletop gaming. But the tabletop gaming, I was worried it would just be like in some little dark corner over to the side. But it had its own exhibition hall with its own independent vendors and all kinds of neat stuff to see from a tabletop perspective.
I would almost say it was in some ways livelier than the video game side. Don't get me wrong, the video game side was awesome, especially for me. It was one giant arcade with all the machines set to free play.
Right.
Every arcade machine you could possibly think of stacked up in there. Um,
Yeah, they also had just rooms set up with computers, with like retro computers, with new computers where you could go in and play like PC games. They had consoles, so there was a little bit of everything,
yeah, Japanese arcade cabinets.
which I had no
uh,
idea what those were. Jeremy had to tell me.
Yeah, my brother didn't go with us, but I sent him pictures to make him jealous because you don't see those in the states very often. Um, but no, it was a really cool experience. We like I said, we tested our game, which went really well. We also helped some other folks test theirs.
Yeah,
One game in particular that we did a full playthrough of was Space Cruise.
Galactic Cruise.
Galactic Cruise. See, I'm already messing up the name.
Yeah, that game was super fun to play. It's one that you're game testing, and so you want to like make sure it's balanced. You're going in and you're not just like playing it like we would be at our table here. But I want it to be. But I want it to be. It's set to launch in the fall or winter of next year, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to be the number one people to sign up for that Kickstarter when they get ready to send it out, because that game was actually really well thought out and well put together. It was a medium heavyweight Euro game, set in outer space, and I loved it.
Yeah, you're putting together. You're basically building luxury rockets to send people on galactic cruises, right? It was a lot of fun. We'll include a link in the description to their info. So if you want to follow them, sign up for their newsletter, that sort of thing, you can find out more.
Yeah, right on.
But yeah, there were a lot of cool upcoming games we got to see down there.
So another thing that the Southern Fried Gaming Expo had that I thought I would just be sitting front row for, because it's something that I have such a high level of interest in, is they have competitive eating contests. And sadly we missed them, but they had people eating hot peppers, eating like competitive eating of all kinds of wild stuff. And they also had wrestling. Like WWE style wrestling. So I mean, there is truly just a little bit of something for everyone there.
Yeah, it was great, and it wasn't. There were lots of people, but it wasn't, crowded to the point that it felt claustrophobic.
Absolutely,
which was nice. I think some of the bigger cons. Oh, I mean, I know I've been to PAX, right? Like, you can hardly move in there sometimes. This is nowhere nearly that packed.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's close to home for us. We can drive down there in a couple hours. It was a really, really great experience.
I think so. Anytime you can spend a weekend in just surrounded by people that you have that common interest with, it always, to me, just kind of eases my mind a little bit. It makes me feel comfortable and safe and happy, and it's always going to be a good time, I feel like.
Yeah.
So one other thing, sorry Jeremy.
No.
One other thing that we were able to do while we were there was sit in on a panel about content creation, which is words I never thought I would hear myself saying. But we sat in on a panel about content creation with Will Meadows from Tantrum House. If you are into board games, then you probably know who that is already. If not, you should look them up on YouTube, and you're welcome. And so it was with Will, and then also with Marty Cannell, who has the podcast Rolling Dice and Taking Names. And they had a lot of great insights, and it was something that was just offered in a side room of the gaming part. And we learned a lot. We took a lot away. We took a lot of action items for us and our Twitch and our YouTube, for ways to improve it or ways to make the experience a lot more enjoyable for y'all, the folks that are watching it. So look for that implementation to be coming in the next few streams that we have.
Yeah. Specifically tomorrow, we'll be back tomorrow evening with The Path to Carcosa. It's been a minute. That stream has been
cursed.
Yes. Aptly named. Yeah. But we have, like Wendy said, we've taken some steps to hopefully get back past some of the technical issues. As far as the other real world issues that interrupted streams, I can't speak for that, but the technical stuff hopefully we dealt with. So we'll be back tomorrow with that. And a big part of the reason that we haven't been on for a while is we were working really hard on this game, which we hope to show off to you guys really soon.
Yeah, we're very excited to show you guys this game that we've made.
Yeah, it's pretty far along. we now have independent confirmation from several sources that it's fun, not just from the two of us. So we'll hopefully be showing that off soon. One place we'll be showing it off. We will be going in a couple weeks to Gen Con. So
Very excited to be going to our first Gen Con.
Yeah, announcement there. And in fact, after that, in late September, early October, we'll actually be at Shucks, and we've got a booth there. So if you happen to be coming to Shucks, Elevation Games and Heisenburger will be there to play if you're interested.
That is so exciting. We have a booth. We're not sure which day yet our booth is going to be, but it will be in the Indie Hall.
Yeah. And we'll remind you guys and provide more information as we get closer. But the more immediate thing is, yes, we're going to Gen Con. We're going to document as much as we can. My understanding is there are some limitations if you don't have a press pass about what you're allowed to record and take pictures of. Sure. But we're going to record as much as we can to try and, present an experience for folks who have never been, what it's like, because we've never been.
Right. We're very excited.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been around that many people, so I'm a little nervous too about being around folks.
Same. But it should be fun. I think we've mentioned before, we've been eagerly awaiting the arrival of Frosthaven in this house for a long time, which we will play on stream when we get it, by the way.
Like as soon as we get it, we'll be like cutting plastic off and getting it on the
table. But I just saw today that Isaac is going to be there with the game playable, so we may have to stop by the Cephalofair booth while we're there.
Twist my arm.
And I'm sure, it's Gen Con, right? It's the biggest board game festival in this hemisphere, so I'm sure there will be lots of other big upcoming games there that hopefully we'll get to try out and tell you guys about later.
Okay, so tomorrow night around 6:30, I think.
Yeah. Somewhere
between 6:30 and 7, we will be coming back on here to play Arkham Horror, The Path to Carcosa, and our curse streams, the curse is broken, I feel certain.
I think is this the penultimate scenario? We have one more after this one. I think it's either next to last or third from last.
I think we've got 2 left. I'm looking. I keep them in a little tray over there. I think we've got 2.
Okay.
I think we've got 2.
Well, regardless, we're pretty close to the end.
Yes. And you can, if you want to see one week of our past play, you can go look up elevation_games at YouTube and see that. That's the only one that was able to save because the others had problems. No more problems though. So yes. I know Wayne's going to be excited when he sees that. We've told him this before. But we mean it this time.
Oh, speaking of, look who's in here.
I know, our friends Time Roller and Wayne are both in here with us tonight.
Yeah. Oh, Wayne got Arkham after watching us play it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite an endorsement considering the shape that the last stream was in.
That's right. Welcome to the addiction.
Yes. I predict the game is a lot better than that stream was.
Correct.
But like Wendy said, the next one should be a lot smoother. So yeah. Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow night as we get one step closer to finding out what's up with that weirdo in the mask.
Oh, yeah, and maybe this weekend we'll get Heisenburger on the table.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, see you soon.